Hi everyone, my name is Nancy, and I am a coach who helps high-achieving professionals who are struggling in their interpersonal relationships. Welcome! This is actually my first YouTube video, and I'm excited to be here. And today, what I really want to do is share about who I help, who I serve, and how do I do that? How do I coach them and support them? So let's start with some definitions. In my introduction, I said I help those who are struggling with interpersonal relationship. But what are interpersonal relationships? So first of all, I think interpersonal relationships includes friendship, romantic relationships, parent-child relationship, and work relationship. Wow, that's really all relationships. And in a way, it is true because if you think about it, these relationships need more than one person. It takes more than one person to be a friend, or more than a friend with each other. It takes more than one person to get anything done at work. So that's my definition. And for high achieving professionals, they tend to excel in situations where the rules of engagement are pretty defined, such as the work environment. Since they are rational, strategic, diligent, and they are great at problem solving, they're seen as people managers, project managers, team leaders, and also business owners, right? However, in interpersonal relationship, there's not always the clear rules of engagement. Sometimes these relationships can and connections can be ambiguous or open-ended. And the situations might even require some vulnerability and the possibilities of rejection. So, for example, it could be an evolving friendship or romantic relationship where you've known each other for years and something is changing, you don't quite know what to do. It could be a parent-child relationship where your parents are getting older and now you have to assume the role of a caretaker. Wow, talk about a role reversal. And then there's also a workplace where maybe a new manager comes in and they have such different styles. Here you are being seen as a confident professional, and this new manager, you don't know what to do with them. You have really different styles of communication and work ways of working. Okay, so each of them require some sort of doing something different or a different way of approaching it. So, which can cause disconnection and confusion, especially when the usual tools of logic, rationality, and, oh, let me just try harder just isn't working. Additionally, there's a tendency to focus what's on the outside, I call, like, how do I get people to do the things I want? Or how can I fix a situation? These are all external facing lens to look at an uncertain situation. And I'm not saying they're bad at all. They are needed. However, when we focus on the other person or the situation or the goal we want, sometimes I notice that there's almost like a warping, like needing to put on a facade to get what I want or to be even be accepted. And that is part of the equation of an interpersonal relationship. But I believe it is not sufficient to only take an outer perspective because it doesn't factor in the humanity of the person who's struggling. And because of this strong belief, this is why I help high achieving professionals who struggle to connect in interpersonal relationship by first helping them establish a stronger inner connection for their inner child. Wow, what did I just say? Let me say it again. I help high achieving professionals to connect better in their interpersonal relationship by first connecting with themselves through the inner child. What the heck does that mean? I will explain it as I keep going along, so give me a few more seconds. So my work is based on three principles. First is that many approaches tend to focus on what's not working. For example, they are the problem. This is not working out, or I'm just stuck. And a lot of times when you focus on what is not working, it perpetuates that kind of thinking and is problem-based thinking. So in my approach, I work with you to uncover and focus on what does work for you because everyone is different and what does work for you may not work for another person. So let's focus on what does work. Second, I believe that connecting with the inner child is a way to connect to the self with tenderness and compassion. The third is focusing on the smallest next step instead of big leaps can get you closer to what you want. So the three principles are focusing on what works, connecting with the inner child, help us to connect with ourselves with tenderness and compassion, and also focusing on the smallest next step instead of big leaps, because often there's a gap between what we want, who we want to be, and who we are. And to make a big leap is just too much. So I believe in the power of small steps. Okay, so I did keep saying inner child. I know that the word inner child has gotten so popular nowadays. So I really want to take some time to define what it is to me. So first of all, to me, the inner child is not the hurt young part that you really want to go back in time and rescue. There are therapy modalities and therapists who do that. I am not a therapist. Or you may think inner child is when you were young and you just had the best time of your life. You want to go back and recapture that moment. That's also not it. So how I define the inner child is that if we were to truly be nourished and well taken care of as a young child, a young being, certain qualities just innately bubble up. So if we're really well taken care of and nourished, the qualities of play, openness, wonder, warmth, connection, meaning, purpose, they just like come out. And you can sense it in a young being who is being very nourished. So I also want to point out that I do believe that in adults, these qualities are a bit hidden. Why? Because of what culture, society, and our roles, whether it's a role as a parent or teacher or worker or a lover, tells us who we need to be in order to be accepted, cared for, or even loved. So I think that this can cause some disconnection from these qualities when we have so many things telling us like who we need to be, right, in order to be accepted. So given this definition and my belief, I work with clients who are seeking to have stronger, less confusing, and more connected interpersonal relationship by first grounding them deeply in their own connection through the inner child. So as a coach, I do three things. First, I hold a safe, structured, and topic-focused space to really connect and explore your inner child. And that safe space is really not giving you advice or interjecting or trying to fix anything, but with a lot of reflective listening and really listening to what are you trying to say, even though you're not saying it out loud, right? So it's a very safe space. Second is then support your discovery of what qualities are important to you right now. It's not about qualities in the future, qualities in the past. What is going to help you now, right? You're living in a present moment. Just but what qualities are they? What are even qualities? What categories of qualities? How many are they? We will work together to figure those out. And the last thing is I help you find the smallest next step to cultivate or uncover more of these qualities in your life. Because if we want to go far, and it's a long distance, we need to start with these small baby steps because over time, it'll help us strengthen our muscles in different capacity. So I have walked on this path before. Each of the exercise I do with my clients, I have done them myself and found them to be impactful. Other clients have also found them to be impactful, and that's why I share them with you. So if what I'm sharing with you in this video resonates with you, or you're just curious to learn more, I invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Or if you're not really into video, I have written mediums. You can find my articles on LinkedIn, on Substack, on my website blog. You can subscribe to my newsletter where I would then gather everything, whether it's on Instagram, YouTube, or blogging, and just put it in one neat place that you can find it. And if you have any questions or comments, I would love to know. So thank you so much for taking time to listen to me. Oh, and one more note, this is just an introductory video, but going forward, each week I will produce a new blog or article or this video, and it's gonna explore a certain situation in which interpersonal relationships are, a bit sticky. It could be at work, it could be a parent-child, it could be couple without kids or with kids, and you may not resonate with each of them because maybe you don't have kids or maybe you are or are not in a romantic relationship, right? But the thing is that I want to give you a taste of how this interconnection can really help across all circumstances. It is really about connecting to the humanity inside of us. So when content resonates with you, I would love to hear it. And if other content you're like, it's not useful, that's fine too, because I really want to help as many people as possible have that strengthened inner connection for the inner child. So that's it. Thank you so much for taking time to listen to me. I really appreciate it. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.